Welcome in, everybody. Happy Sunday. So happy to have you here with me today. Today, we are having a pre-recorded video because your girl needs a break. I've been humping away. So today, we are going to get into smart moving to Mérida. You know, over the last couple of weeks, I've had the delight of being with a wonderful client. Shout out to G. And we have been on some escapades. We have learned quite a bit doing our journey. I tell you all, trips are definitely, or your relocation is definitely specified to what you particularly need. And in this particular instance, there were a lot of twists and turns that we bent to and leaned into, and we happened to learn a lot. So, without further ado, here we are. Today we pre-recorded, but before we get into smart moves to Mérida, a shout out to my tried and my true, my new Sylvies. Welcome in. Glad to have you on board. And also to my tried and my true, I'm always happy to have you here. Thank you for your support. Also, I want to give a shout out to my mods. I know they're probably present, even though this is pre-recorded. Thank you so much for holding me back down and helping me along the way. I appreciate you so very much. Remember that my mods are volunteering. They're not getting paid a dime, not yet. And they are always here. Special shout out to my crew. So, I've had the pleasure of being with a client, Gina. And we have had such a wonderful time. She is a wonderful person, and it's been quite a reprieve from the set of clients I had before. Pardon me now. I am moving from client to client without a break, and that's why today I'm going to take a break for the rest of this Sunday. But I want to get you this information because it's vitally important to your move. A lot of you all have credit union accounts. Credit union accounts. And I found out that they work here a little differently. If you go to a credit union and you do business with a credit union and you come to do international travels, there are specific banks that offer you low fees because they work with your particular credit union. Now, you're going to have to call to find that out. And they will give you a list of banks in whatever country you're in. If you're here in Mérida, you'll get banks like Basura, I believe, not Basura, Bursa. See, that is a bank that works with a credit union that gets you low fees. Now, if you go to a regular bank, we have Citibank, Scotia, HSBC, Banorte, which is in Mérida branch, and Santander, which is also a Mérida branch, but I found out it's in some of the mid-Atlantic and northern states. However, you do need two accounts. If you have a Citibank account and there's a Citibank here in Mérida, you would think they would be interchangeable. They are not. You have to open up a separate account in Mexico, even though it's the same bank. I'm telling y'all, we've been learning some things, especially about this banking, which is vitally important to your livelihood, your accessibility to your money, to pay your bills, and make it a seamless process. So take what I'm saying heart, take notes if you have to, call your bank, look at it twice if you have to. Call your credit union and see what banks are affiliated with them abroad, okay? So that's the first thing you want to do, is do that. The next thing you want to do is definitely go on to your Google or your Google Maps, and find the locations here in Mérida. There may only be one or two or three locations. So you want to make sure that they're in an approximate location to where you're staying at your Airbnb and my Airbnb, or at your hotel, okay? So union bank fees, banks with low fees is what you're looking for. We are looking at transactions going to a regular bank such as Santander, which is local, about $40 to get your money out, compared to a bank that's affiliated with your credit union, where you only pay $10 or $17, depending on the configuration of your account. So another thing you can do, go back to your credit union and and make sure that you're getting the best rate. Make sure you're not being charged extra fees, and make sure that your account has no limitations. During COVID, I had to call my bank and have them lift restrictions on my money. A lot of times they'll only give you $400 or $500 a day. So you want to lift that restriction. I did. I have unlimited funds because I told them I need to pay my rent. So I can't run back and forth to the bank. I need access to all my money. So typically in regular banks, you can just call and they'll lift it. In a credit union, you may have to fill out a form, or they may still limit you. They won't give you unlimited, but they will at least raise the limit of your funds. If you're moving into a house and you got to pay them 4 months rent or 3 months rent, you need to be able to get your money out in a lump sum without paying substantial fees. It's crazy to me that you have to pay fees to take out your own money. So if you can, get a bank, keep your credit union account, but get another bank account. And the number one thing you should do while you're in the States is, and Wise is great, is digital money. However, they are not giving out cards right now in Mexico or the US. I don't know why, but if you go on their website, they'll just tell you that right now no cards are available. They're working on it. So what an alternative for you is Charles Schwab. Charles Schwab, and I'm going to open up an account. Charles Schwab has no fees internationally to take your money out, regardless of your bank. Okay? Even if it is the credit union, you can transfer your funds and you can have access to your money through Charles Schwab. So that is a great alternative to the Wise card. Also, if you're in the States, you want to have your Dollar app. I did a video on the Dollar app. Very good app to have. You can get a card, but you can only get it in Mexico. Okay? So smart money moves. Smart money moves in Mérida. Smart money moves in Mérida. Okay? Another thing with your rent. Did you know, and I say it all the time, but here's a quiz. Did you guys know that your rent is negotiable? So if you see a place and it's 10,000 pesos and you're trying to pay 9,000 pesos, negotiate it, ask it before you give the deposit, ask it before you give the rent. You can give the deposit, ask it before you do the lease so that you can negotiate the terms. Another thing that you can do is pay, instead of paying monthly, pay by quarterly, bi-monthly, however you want, or yearly, and you will save more. You can negotiate your terms even more. Hey, this house is 500 pesos a month. If I pay you 6 months, can I pay it for 400? If I pay it for a year, will you take 350 and negotiate your way back up to 375? And then you can pay a year. Now that may sound daunting, but if you have, say, a place that costs $300 and that's your rent, do you know if you pay it for 6 months, negotiate a deposit off, negotiate the last month off, negotiate. Work with people who can negotiate for you, like me, like Cortez, where we know these things, right? And I'm giving you the gift of the power to be able to do it for yourself. If I'm paying 12 months and you want 350 or 400 for this rent, you want 400, can we bring it down to 350? Can we bring it down to 300? And what you will realize is if you pay your rent for a year, you paying $4,000 and it's over. You're done for the year. Okay? So this is something to take into account, something to think about. And for most of us, for me, when I was in the state, $3,000 is 2 months worth of rent. Right? $4,000 for some of us is 2 months, 3 months worth of rent. And we're talking about a year. Okay? So consider it. Consider that. Putting the power of the money back in your hands. That way, if you're waiting for your retirement, or you have monies that you are waiting on, you can wait on that with the pressure off and have the rent paid for the year or for the 6 months. Okay? Now, take into account that there are benefits and there are challenges that come with this decision. Okay? Depending on who you rent from, and I always encourage you all to rent from feminine energy. I find that women landlords are more prompt. They understand our issues, woman to woman, regardless of the language and the land. And you're more able to work with them seamlessly. They have a sense of urgency. And also, even if they have a husband or a maid or something going on, the man here usually lets the woman or moves out the way and allows the woman to run the business. That's the way they do in Mérida. The woman runs the business. If you talk to many of these men, they will say, talk to the woman with the money. Talk to the woman who runs the business. I am here for support and questions. They speak English, they'll help. But the woman is the one that has the key to the stuff you need, to all of the resources, the tools, the maintenance, whatever you need done, you want to talk with her, okay? So I really suggest you do that. So think about being flexible in your rent, and paying a few months rent up will give you room to breathe. It'll give you room, as if you're a digital nomad, to kind of accumulate your money, save up your money. And you can make big moves because you're saving it up in a lump sum, which means you can buy the car, you can get the new refrigerator, you can get whatever it is that you need. I'm sorry, my light is flicking. Okay? So do that. Also, for you all who are trying to drive here or thinking about how to get your car here. I had a car over 15 years old. I let it go. I did some shopping around to see how much it would cost to have it come here. And it cost more than the car was worth. And the guy said, well, that's your sign. If you can't drive it, then you may want to reconsider taking it. And then also, Mérida has a depreciation law when it comes to cars moving from one space to another, one country to another. It has to be, I think, 7 to 8 years old. So if your car is older than that, you're going to run into problems with registration. Next point, registration, tags and registration and insurance. So I think it would be better for you to consider, and this is my opinion, this is what I'm doing. I sold my car and I'm buying one here. You can find one reasonable or comparable to American prices. It's still up in the $10,000 to get you a good car type of budget, right? 200,000 pesos, 150,000 pesos should get you a nice car. Consider getting an older car. We have plenty of mechanics. They're really good at fixing cars here. Okay. The next thing is for your smart money moves, because we're doing smart money moves today. Make sure you keep up with your conversion rate. I'm going to keep talking about it. And withdraw your money. Keep some money on you or in your house for those times when the conversion rate is very low. I'm sorry. Yeah, low. We've been down to 16. And we've been up to 20.03. So every peso is worth 20. Every dollar, American dollar, is worth 20 pesos. And then maybe 2 years ago, every American dollar was worth 16 pesos. So it doesn't seem like much. It's 4 cents, but that 4 cents can turn into $4, $400, $4,000, depending on what you're purchasing. The purchasing power. So a candy bar versus rent or buying a car, right? So remember that. Also remember we do have taxes here that are applicable in Mérida. They're not that high, but yet the more you spend, the higher the tax. Some things are just universal when it comes to money and budgeting. So use all that you know and add this other information to it. We have the multiple banks that I talked about. Citibank, which is America, but you still need another account, right? You can't use the same account. And HSBC, Scotiabank, we have a lot of banks that are in the States. Then we have Banorte, Banamex, Banjiquero, or something like that. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but I will get a list. So when we have consultations, get a consultation. I give you a list of all of this, the banks, the links, the all of it. The doctor, the lavandera, 35 resources to help you along your way, because whether you realize it or not, the help will help. Any information you can get, any help you can get, it will assist you in your journey. But it's your job. You got to work. It's your job to receive it and to record it. Okay? R and R. To receive it and to record it. All right? Receive and record. Get your Charles Schwab. Get your account. Go on to charlesschwab.com and set you up an account. Get you a card while you're in the States, because once you get here, it will be too late. Okay? When the Wise card, they start functioning again, you don't have to have a card to open an account. So I suggest you open an account. It'll help you move your money. I pay my rent via Wise, so I don't have to worry about going to the bank. I don't have to worry about getting out 10,000 pesos. Now, what did happen with Wise is that their exchange department was having technical difficulties. So I paid my rent last month, and it took my landlord 4 to 5 days to receive it because the department was having technical difficulties and my money was hung up. Now, what I could have done is cancel the transfer, and it comes back to me in Wise. But then I got to, because I can transfer USD, so I would have to transfer it back to my bank and then go to the ATM and get it. All of that takes time, and all of it has fees associated with it. So those fees add up, just like the credit union fees. $38 every time you take out some, $40, opposed to $15, which is still too much. So I've never been an advocate of credit unions. I understand the purpose, but do we use it for that purpose? Some of us do, some of us don't. Some of us find great use for the credit union. Some of us don't, and it holds up our money. So I'm not saying leave the credit union. I'm saying get you an alternative account. You can go on to Capital One. You can open up a online account. You don't even have to go into the bank. B of A, I have issues with, because they always in the news about money missing and hackers and all of that stuff. So I'm not a supporter of that. But any other bank that you can go online and open up an account and be able to manage your money internationally and remotely, I completely support. It is up to you to investigate. Capital One is a friend of mine. I've had them forever, and they are seamless. They don't charge extra fees for taking my money out no matter where I am. I don't need Charles Schwab, but I'm going to get Charles Schwab as a backup. So look into the different research and go on YouTube University and look at the different banking options that you have, international options you have, even North American. Because you may have to pay extra and you're like, I'm not going to Thailand. I'm going to be right here. Canada, US, Mexico, and the other 30 countries in North America. And so you may just need a North American plan, right? So smart money moves in Mérida is very serious. A lot of people have had to leave because they did not do their money right. They didn't come here prepared. Cortez has talked about the person that asked about the food bag. Excuse me. I've had people come down here staying in not so great housing situations because they want to cut themselves short. Then people wonder why. We wonder why we don't have a great experience. And it's our fault, honestly. And then in retrospect, we see all the things that we missed that we could have done to support our journey, support the options that we have, support Money Matters, and help us to have a better, whether it be travel or moving experience. So beloveds, take what I'm saying to heart. Come up with your plan and write out what you want to do financially. You know what I'm saying? Because once you get here, it'll be too late. And you'll have to go through pony tricks to get your funds. Because this is what we're doing now. We're seeing what we need to do, what we should have done, and then we're helping other people. Thank you, G. To help them to understand that you don't have to do it the hard way. Hey, get it done on that end. Open up the Charles Schwab account. Go to your credit union and raise your limits or remove your limitations so you can get everything. Know what fee you're paying, because you're paying a fee to the credit union and you're paying a bank fee, ATM fee. Typically here it's about 44 pesos, which is $2, $2.50. So it's your typical, just like the United States bank fee, $2.50, $3.50. I don't see it anywhere over maybe $4, just as an ATM fee, because you're at another ATM, not your home bank. So as we all know, when we go to other ATMs, we always incur a fee. It's the same thing here. But you can have an additional fee coming from your credit union or your bank. And those fees, 15, 10, 20, 40, they add up. And it also affects how much money you can take out of your account on that day. If you got 5,000 peso limit, $250, and you buy something or you go back to the bank, you may be able to get like 200 out, right? 4,000 instead of 5,000 pesos. So think about all this. Rewind it if you need to. Remember, when you're doing on to the rent thing, money matters in Mérida. Smart money in Mérida. Negotiate that fee and think about paying more than 1 month at a time to reduce the amount of your rent. If your rent $500 and you go in there and say, look, I'm trying to do the year, can we get it down to 400? You will be surprised what money will do. It will move the mountain. And believe me, them people going to accept them 50,000 pesos and be done for the year and know they have a tenant for the year. And also, this is the challenge I wanted to mention. When you do that, remember, having a female landlord is good with a strong male figure alongside. And if you want to move, remember, you forfeit that year. Okay? So if you get there and you're there for 6 months and you're like, look, like the girl that Cortez had, where there was too many dogs in the neighborhood and she had to move. So you would forfeit the balance of however months you have left on your lease. Because you're going to have a lease, either 6 months or a year. If you don't want a lease, consider an Airbnb and rent monthly. And a lot of Airbnbs that you rent monthly roll over into a lease. Because if the owner likes you and if you pay promptly and you don't flush no toilet paper down this man or woman's toilet and you're a good tenant, they will open up doors for you. And you won't have to pay the 4 deposits. You won't have to pay the 3 deposits. Because they're like, hey, you already here. So let's continue on a lease, on a year lease or a 6-month lease. So things can happen when you move your money and let your money move for you, work for you. It just works a little differently in Mérida. And that is what this video is all about. Right? That's what this video is all about. So when you do your rent, flexible, negotiable, personable. Ask for what you want before you give the money. If you go somewhere and it don't have the ceiling fans, ask for it. Hey, I want to move in, but I need a ceiling fan in the bedroom, in the living room, and they will install it. Beloveds, my love, they will install it. Okay? So don't be afraid to ask for what you want. I made a video, ask for what you want. Go back and look at it because it's a real deal. Okay? Get your Charles Schwab. Be negotiable, be flexible, and don't expect the USBS because you're not going to get it. You're going to get something brand new. And that's what this video is about, how to handle the new. Okay? So, if you all have any questions, please put them in the chat. I will not be here for this video. I'm going to set it as a premiere, but I won't be here. My mods may be on board, but they are not required to work today. Today, everybody got the day off, and this is just information for you guys to do smart money in Mérida, because that's what the last 2 weeks lessons has been about. how to move your money, how to work your money, how to have your money work for you, how to take the path of least resistance and come prepared, how to negotiate your rent, how to pay rent up front. Remember, you will forfeit it if you leave early. Some people don't care because it's a small amount of money. It's 1 or 2 months worth of rent, month in the U.S., month's rent. So it's fine. And plus, it's not on your credit. It doesn't blemish your credit history. You can just move on to your new house or your new place, or back to where you're going, or back or forward to where you're going. Okay. Also, with the challenges, depending on the landlord, because remember, you don't know these people. You may have challenges getting things done because you've already prepaid. So I've heard some people say, don't pay in advance because they won't do the work, or they like lackadaisical. However, I do believe in the moral fabric of these people. I've never had that issue. I've never heard of anyone having that issue. I think it's the imagination running overtime. Until I get proof of it, I don't validate it, and I don't, support that theory. I think even if you pay, because they want you to stay for another year. It's an ongoing. They're looking at the long game, right? And so are you. Because a lot of people do construction in these houses, and they build another apartment or build another floor or buy another apartment, and you're right in line to have that in your future. Okay? So smart money moves in Mérida, all right? We only went about a half hour today. I'm going to take off the rest of the day. I have been working my patooties off. I'm out in the Mérida streets every day. I'm also seeing colonials that I never knew existed, like La Florida, right? And it's really nice over there. So I'm getting around the city. I got to rent off. I had it for a couple of weeks. I'm out every day. I take different routes. I go through the neighborhoods in the city, not just the main veins. And I'm starting to see Mérida in a different way. I'm starting to see how the colonials connect, how the north, south, east, and how everything intersects. And it is a small, big city. But it's so exhilarating. I love what I do, y'all. It's very exciting. And I love driving here. I'm coming from the DMV. I'm used to aggressive drivers. I'm used to people just stopping and getting out their car, because you'll get that. People who are making deliveries don't have park. So if you got a 2-lane, they might stop. They're going to stop and put their flashes on and run inside, and then they be back, and then you just go around them. There's no fuss. There's no rush. It's beautiful. So I don't get road rage when I drive in the States. I used to just despise it. I hated it. And it took so long to go to the store and come home. A 5-minute seemed like it was away 5 minutes, but it took 45 to get there. So here it's been a delight driving. It's been a learning experience. I'm learning all these different sides of town, and the little nuances, and the people and the places and the things. So it's wonderful. So if you all have any questions about smart money moves in Mérida, you know what I'm saying? Smart money moves in Mérida. Let me know. Let me know. I will be glad to help you out. I also want to talk about the Airbnb. So Casa de Tia Nikki is in full swing. We put the deposit down. We're under contract. We'll be closing soon. Going forward, I will not be offering any other Airbnbs beside my own. So if you have a need for Airbnb, I suggest you pre-book. If you're coming in like November, December, January, February, you can pre-book, and I will set aside that time for you. Also remember that it is Golden Girl style, so you'll never be alone. You'll have someone to talk to. The rooms are amazing. The beds are amazing. The amenities are amazing. The location is amazing. It is amazing. 5-minute walk to the restaurants, the mall, Bodega, one of the best chicken places in Mérida. It's all right there. You don't even need to take a Uber or a Didi. Walk out the door, make a right, and it's right in front of your face. So we will be doing a lot of videos on location to show you the area where we are, the house, more of the interior once we get it all decked out. I'm going to be doing my homework on Mexican and African interior design because I want to infuse it and make that Afro-Mexicana type of feeling, a couple masks. Also, we have a pool, we have a bar, and we have a grill. So plenty of cookouts. Remember that the whole house is available for rent. If you want to bring you and your family and you like, look, we need the whole thing. We want to sunbathe by the pool and have margaritas from the bar and put some shrimps on the Barbie and you know what I'm saying, and do it big. We got good air conditioning, great ceiling fans. We got plenty of air moving through the facility. It is just wonderful. Also will be provided a list of events, anything that's going on at Casa de Tia Nikki that week, and events that are going on in the city. My goal is to have transportation on site and a driver who will come pick you up and take you to Galvez de Marque so you can go shopping. Plenty of storage space. Somebody asked me about if I'm moving there, will you accept boxes or suitcases? And yes, I will. There will be a fee associated with it for storage and also limited storage. I cannot take y'all 55 boxes, but I can take 10 and stack them up in your room when you get there, and you can move them with you. So I will be providing a drop shipment option. The fee will not be that high at all, but I do need to charge just for that space because we do have other people who will be occupying Casa de Tia Nikki, and that limits them to their accessibility to space. Okay, and then we might be able to broaden it and bring a pod or something in, so people who have furniture or larger items, it can be stored on site and you can pick it up on site. So if that's something you're interested in, leave a comment. If it's something you would like to service, that you would like to see Casa de Tia Nikki offer, put it in the comments. If I don't see it, mods, pull my ear and send me an email and say, you know what, we need to do this, we need to have that. And we will do our best to incorporate such a seamless process for you to make a successful and a smooth transition and move to Mérida. Mérida is growing substantially. Everywhere I go, I see us. We out here. All flavors, shades, and tones from all over. Not just America, but Canada and other countries around the world. Pardon me. Other countries around the world. Okay. So, and Mérida is accommodating for these people. We have massive land. It's so much opportunity for construction. We did a video on if you want to buy land. If you're interested in that, please send me a message at tianikki@tianikki.com or tianikkiinmerida@gmail.com. For those of you all who have reached out, which have been quite a few, I have put you in contact with the representative of the land sale, and you guys should be off to a wonderful start. Now, what I do suggest to you all is that you get it while the getting is good, because the prices will go up and it will be limited because the land is going like hotcakes. Flip it, roll it, flip it, and rub it down. Gone. So if you want it, come and get it. It's here for you. Okay. Also, if you're in town, don't forget to go by and get your 10% off at Vinyl O. They do have specials weekly. Also, I would love for you all to come and join us over at the Adventures Alliance membership group, the AAG group. We're going to be doing big things coming up. I'm telling you, we do have over 20 members, which I am so thankful for. I try to keep everybody updated and do behind the scenes and special videos directly to the group. If you don't want to be a part of this group, please think about being a part of the YouTube membership platform, where I try to do at least 2 to 3 videos minimum a month of behind the scenes, what's going on. They get the scoop before you do. Also, if you want to be added to the mailing list, I'm going to tell y'all I did something fantastic. When you push that show me the way button, you automatically get a PDF of all of the stuff that you need to know about Mérida, the climate, the money, travel, information, links to all of my stuff, courses, everything. So show me the way. And also you will be added to the blogging list. So any type of announcements or anything that goes out, you will receive them in your inbox. Click that show me the way button. I made a great document for you guys. Even if you did it before, do it again, because I was doing it manually and I automated it. So when you click that button, it pops right up and you get everything you need. The links that are in the document are clickable and they will take you straight to the document, straight to the scheduling, whatever it is, you click it and you go. And I like that. Easy, easy, breezy, right? Okay. So we went over that. Smart money moves in Mérida is what we talked about today. We talked about the banking and the credit union, how to circumvent extra fees. We talked about getting your Charles Schwab card. We're talking about your financial agility and ability to access your funds and create more, right? And manage what you have to the best of your ability. Remember your rent and be flexible in what you can actually do. Think about paying out months. Remember, there's challenges to that. Stick it out where you are or break that lease. And also make sure you're clear in your lease about what you expect to have and what you expect to do. The lease, have it looked over by an attorney. Valeria or Arturo will look at the lease. Cost about maybe $100, $125 for her to look over the lease. Red line it if you have issues, and also add something. If you like, yeah, this is good, but I want to add yard maintenance, can we add that? She will put that in the lease for you, give it back to your owner, sign off on it if they're like yes, or sign off on it if they mean no, if they like no. But at least you asked, right? That's the goal. And you will be surprised at how pliable these owners are, because what they want is good money and good tenants, right? So, and that's you. You're the good tenant, right? So I think that's all I got for y'all today. Remember to go over to the blogging list and click that show me the way. It's going to give you a list of stuff that you really, really need that will really help you, from climate to location to festivals. It's a layout of everything that you need, okay? If you need detailed, specific things like G needed, because I'm typically with clients maybe 3 days. I've been with her 2 weeks, okay? So she needed detailed, specific things. We did some twists and turns. Get a consultation with me. It'll save you a lot of questioning. It'll save you from, I made a short called They Say, from seeing they said this and they said that. Take it from the people who've been here on boots on the ground, who've been here. I'm in my 3rd year. So I don't, they say, I know because I've done it. I know the regularization program because I've done it. Cortez knows these things because he's done it. Ain't no imagination and they taking over. We are speaking facts from our experiences. So you can write it in blood, baby. It's good to go. It's solid, okay? So I'm going to get out of here and enjoy the rest of my day. I want you all to enjoy the rest of your day. Have a wonderful week ahead. Plan your goal, your strategy. If you need help, Tia Nikki in Mérida at gmail.com or Tia Nikki at tianikki.com. Visit me online. Take a course. Take a class. Do something each day towards your goal, because you, beloved, are closer than you were. Each step that you make brings you closer to freedom from the US BS. All right? So that's all I got.